Hey folks, what's flocking? I hope you're doing well. So today I'm gonna talk about TikTok. It's getting banned in the United States. The President Joe Biden signed the bill today. So some people are glad it's getting gutted, some people are upset, some are shocked that it actually happened. But for me personally, and this is my free head talking about this right here, I'm still trying to learn about why this ban is actually happening. So here's my source about the situation. After the U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill forcing TikTok's parent company to either sell its U.S. operations within 6 months or face a ban in the country back in March, the short form video app's future became questionable. So yeah, they introduced this bill a month ago, but I think I remember hearing about it in February. But anyways, they want to ban the app completely for Americans because, mind you, TikTok comes from a Chinese-based company. And let's just say the US-China relations haven't gone really well in these past few years. They're basically saying, hey, you have to sell part of your app that's in our country. We don't care where it goes, but it has to get the hell out of the States right now. Who are they going to sell it to? Themselves? Because if I remember correctly, it was the US that allowed TikTok's growth to be incorporated with the US media through the internet. That doesn't mean I'm defending ByteDance or anything, because the CCP has connections to TikTok. They basically have to be. Their main operations are in China, ruled by the CCP. Why do you think there are accounts out there that are trying to spread misinformation to people on the trending feed? Aside from the platform being brain rot, people will believe anything as long as it has a pretty little filter or a mini game in the background. But this is my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You know what they say. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. In this case, yeah, I got an asshole for TikTok being banned. President Biden signed the law on April 24th, 2024, starting the 9-month clock that forces ByteDance to divest. However, ByteDance has made it quite clear that they have no intentions of selling its US TikTok operations. Well, it seems like they don't want to sell their division in the US, and I can think of a few good reasons why they don't want to sell out of the United States. One point is that they make up for most of the user base, not to mention the fact that, and for once this is going to surprise me for saying this, some people rely on TikTok for their careers. People that are monetized or sponsored by TikTok need that platform to keep doing their thing. You know what I mean? Personally, I don't like it, but if someone relies on TikTok for the financial gain, like being monetized on TikTok, the creativity program, or even just selling your merchandise through the platform with your audience, that won't be an option anymore after the 9 months, so that's part of your career funding out the window. It's a real damn shame for people that rely on it as a part of their income. A leaked internal memo from the company revealed that they intend to file a lawsuit to fight the decision as soon as Biden signs the law to it. The memo says, at the stage that the bill is signed, we will move to the courts for a legal challenge. We'll continue to fight, as this legislation is a clear violation of the First Amendment rights of the 170 million Americans on TikTok. I honestly don't know how to respond for this one. This is China we're talking about here. The same CCP that will put you in a re-education camp if you don't agree with what they say. And China is using the misinformation of their own words to get different people to agree. I'd call it censorship, but the US is trying to do the same thing. Like the war in Palestine. They're trying to hide behind the fact that Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza, and they'll use their own media outlets to do it. And I'm sorry for getting political on this, but the US relies on Israel for what they have, so they gotta have a good relationship going. But when it comes to China, where they rely on them for a good portion of their economy, it's completely different. They're hostile towards them. They're making these bold threats between each other. I'll say this again. I don't support the CCP, but you have to understand. The US can do some scummy moves for the sake of trying to Americanize everything. They'll go against their own rights and freedoms for the sake of making everything about America. And that's what the TikTok CEO says in his response.
Make no mistake, This is a ban on TikTok and a ban on you and your voice. Politicians may say otherwise, but don't get confused. Many who sponsored the bill admit a TikTok ban is the ultimate goal.
I'd agree with the bill being passed to ban TikTok is a ban on my voice if it wasn't for the whole fester of brain rot on there. Ever since it was made, the users who grew into it need it for everything. For the source of info, for entertainment, for doom scrolling, etc. It's like, forget the philosophers and scientists that studied hard to develop a new understanding for the world. Just search TikTok for the thing you're looking for. Who knows, you might come across a funny prank video that's an actual degenerate clout chaser wanting attention. Or maybe a cute dog and cat. For real though, TikTok has always been about trying to get attention in a way. As for people that will understand your facts or info, I highly doubt it. Some people try to watch entertainment more than they do information.
It's obviously a disappointing moment, but it does not need to be a defining one. It's actually ironic because the freedom of expression on TikTok reflects the same American values that make the United States a beacon of freedom.
The US and China are two completely different countries with two different rules and regulations. They're a high-running business that mainly operates in China. They have to agree with what the country has to say because it's still a communist country to this day, unfortunately. He's saying it's ironic how this ban will affect American values, but it's truly ironic and kind of sad that this is coming from the same guy that's being monitored by the CCP every day of the week. Might as well say Joe Biden is affecting the American values and freedom by doing this. A fucking 80-year-old geezer that's funding the wars in Ukraine and Palestine while he's back in the White House eating a damn ice cream soft serve, for God's sake. One more time for the people in the back. I don't support or condone the CCP. I just find it very confusing why they're trying to ban TikTok now, because if Congress was really worried about TikTok in their country being a security threat, then they would have banned it a while ago.
TikTok gives everyday Americans a powerful way to be seen and heard, and that's why so many people have made TikTok part of their daily lives.
Okay, this is the part where I stopped taking this as seriously. Saying that TikTok gives everyday Americans a powerful way to be seen and heard, and it's a part of their daily lives. Does the CEO realize that a very big portion of TikTok is actually brain rot, where those same Americans are doing the most degenerate stuff for clout, embarrassing themselves or embarrassing others? It's literally a topic for most of the commentary community. Anytime someone is doing something questionable or overdramatic or straight up petty crimes, there's gonna be people with common sense that say, hey, this shit is weird. Why is this platform allowing this? It's gonna make them and us Americans look bad. Just want to put this in as a side note. I'm actually not American. I'm Canadian, but I can see a lot of Canadians out there that are on TikTok doing the same hooligan shit. So we're not as perfect as the Americans when it comes to being on the TikTok, but for all we know, the whole Western Hemisphere could be like the Americans on TikTok. I swear to God. He's probably caring about this right now because he realizes that he's not going to be making as much money when the Americans are embarrassing themselves or doing hooligan shit on their website. Now, not everything on TikTok is brain rot. There's a few good wholesome moments there and then, but a good portion of it is. The entire platform encourages that short form style of content, both for the creators and the users. Scrolling through the whole feed to find out what's entertainment, what's trending, what's going on in the world, trying to find that dopamine when you get the right one, but then you want to see more again and again. Meanwhile, the CCP has your user data. Oh my Lanta. I hope this isn't a bad time to change my name and living address. If that doesn't work out though, if the next cyber attack happens, I can always just hitch a boat to Morocco. All jokes aside, though, if you're mad that TikTok is getting banned, you have a right to complain, but personally, I'm glad that TikTok is getting banned. I feel bad for those people that rely on TikTok for their source of income if they shockingly made it that far. On a plus side, though, people can stop being addicted to their phones all the time, scrolling up and down with their thumb. They can actually go outside for a walk. In all honesty, though, we could all be going for a walk around the park on a sunny day with your friends and family. Good way to spend time when you're not scrolling for brain rot. That includes me too, because the whole internet is basically a brain rot. Doesn't hurt to take a break from time to time, but it seems like the TikTokers in the States are getting a permanent one, unfortunately. Well, that's all I gotta say. Like and subscribe for more. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.